Alright, guys. I'm actually gonna leave the music on for my deluxe videos, because I can actually... There's actually an in-game volume adjuster. So hopefully it actually adjusts the volume on the video, unlike when I record them on my phone. So, yeah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna finish off. Ooh, nice! 150. And we have the outside sign. We're gonna finish off Starlight Jubilee in this episode. And we unlocked all Starlight Jubilee toppings. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to use this luau or tropical treat special. Because poor Leaning Feast is gonna take a while. And, that's just how the second holidays of these gameries are. And I don't want them to drag on. So I'll only switch it to something else if we get a bigger point bonus. Good. I'm also going to save my upgrades for when we get to Porlini Feast. Unless they already come in on their own. Hopefully you guys... Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. Sometimes I worry about my mic distance. Oh god. Ah, you're so picky! Yeah, we need to get some boosters too to speed things up. You see? Be more like Rico. Yeah, see? Now we have to just wait. Once we get a booster, then, you know, we can... We don't have to just wait as long. We can just speed everything up. That was Mitch, right? He's the one that screwed me out of my perfect score. Yet Quinn gives me a perfect score. Mitch is really the closer. Blender biatch. Alright. Let's buy us some timer, or not timers, boosters. Okay, good. They're 100. That way I should have enough for a flooring too. Great. Because we still have just a little less. I mean, we still have a good amount of Starlight Jubilee left. So, yeah. I'll still play some of the mini games because I will get furniture and stuff for it. So I'll play the ones I'm stronger in. Blender Ball isn't like, you know, my worst mini game, but it's still kind of a weaker point for me. Oh god, now we have chunky orders. Fuck. Blended half of the time of a regular one. Yep, I know. I'm not even gonna bother leaving or setting the timers. There. Yes, I was using the booster. I know how to use boosters. Nice. Nevada has 2 more orders, including this one. Then she's gonna be upgraded to bronze. Sorry. I'm laughing at this weird, crazy Google document that I got sent back in 2022. Okay, alright. Star customer. I'm gonna save some upgrading for when we get to Portellini Feast, so the holiday doesn't drag on. But if people, if they want to come in on their own accord, that's cool too. This might seem a random thing to bring up, but I kind of want to get it off my chest. So, I don't have the actual disorder, but I've noticed that I do have some OCD tendencies. Like, because I know, like, you know, people with OCD having, like, intrusive thoughts, which is something I struggle with, unfortunately. And I heard that, you know, people who are on the spectrum and or have like ADHD, they tend to have OCD behaviors without having the actual disorder itself. And you know, there's things I relate to when it comes to OCD, but there's things that I don't understand about the condition either. I don't mean that in like an insensitive way. I just mean that in a way where, yeah, I don't understand this type of behavior. Not like to invalidate people who have certain behaviors, but just in a way that, you know, I can't relate and I don't understand like the mindset. Now, thanks to the booster, we can get this finished a lot more quickly. For example, I have intrusive thoughts about just society, to be honest. Because we live in a judgmental society. But one of my... And, like, one of the... Yes! And people have, like, behaviors to, like, alleviate these thoughts. And one of my behaviors that I have is thinking about my books, to be honest. I know it's silly, but thinking about the possibility of publishing my books and hopefully helping people does give me a sense of hope. Oh God. Ooh. Oh, okay, that one's pretty straightforward. Ooh, nice. Got a poster. And it's gonna be for the upcoming holiday. Okay, well, what's this one? Okay, 2 tickets. Yeah, screw that. Ooh, yes, payday. I do need to eventually buy a chunky timer. Now that they're a part of the mix. I don't even know where a freaking clock is. I can't keep up with the time. Because it doesn't show when I have OBS open or my game open. Oh yes! Finally, a dining room connection. Father and daughter. Ooh, nice. She's one away from a bronze. Man, 2021 was... I know I keep talking about it, but 2021 was such a chaotic year. Things... I don't... It's hard to explain, but things kind of feel quiet compared to 2021. 2021. And then there's 2018 and 2019. Oh my god. Those years were... Ugh. And we miss them now because times were just different. But at the time, oh my goodness, those years were absolutely chaotic. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I'll keep the special. I don't really care about the order ticket, the gaming ticket specials, because, you know, I don't really use my gaming tickets that much. I don't use, like, all of them, so, yeah. Alright. We'll buy we'll buy some gum, why not? For the first 2 holidays, and, Alright. Ooh, scooter. example, Ethan is more attached to Luna from Hell of a Boss nowadays, but I think he still does stuff with him and Scooter sometimes. And I honestly prefer him and Scooter because I'm not a big fan of the Helliverse shows. I don't hate them, they're just not my cup of tea. I'm much more familiar with Papa Louie. Ooh, nice. We have double point bonuses, star customer upgrade, and this. Mm-hmm. Ooh, alright. 2 star customers in a row. $450. Not bad at all. I'm gonna be the type of hold on. Okay, thank you. Pink pomegranate. I'm gonna be the type of person that's not gonna sugarcoat things when I write my books. Now, obviously, I want to approach issues with kindness and understanding, but I'm also not gonna like leave out any important but, you know, honest information as well. For example, when I write my parental guidance book, I'm gonna address the negative consequences of not respecting your children's boundaries, for example. Which kind of is linked to my venting about, you know, my parents being ignorant about my distaste for long family vacations. You know, my parents just have the mindset that families should always do stuff together. And I get it, you know, you want your family to stay close to you. But at the same time, it is a bit counterproductive. Because, you know, okay, no, okay, good. You want to do stuff with your family on a reasonable basis. That much is understandable, but, you know, if it's like at the expense of their comfort zone or like their boundaries, it can actually damage relationships, and it can even lead to estrangement and stuff. And then, of course, I'm going to talk about compromise and finding alternatives that work for everyone. Like, for example, finding a shorter, more casual vacation. Or if, like, you must go on a longer vacation, you can fly there. That way it doesn't take forever to get there. It can be more convenient. Because no one wants to have to stay in a hotel on their way there, only to drive another 10 to 12 hours. I hate that shit. And that's why I'm so adamant on not wanting to go to, like, Virginia or California. And my dad needs to understand that, you know, forcing me to go is just gonna lead to me being miserable and me having resentment. I already kind of do, because of a big fight I got in with my mom back in 2017. And how my dad was manipulating her to believe I should be forced to go. Because my dad has been wanting to go to Virginia since 2017. It hasn't happened yet. And now he's talking about wanting to go to North Carolina too. But that will be during the Virginia trip, which I hope I can get out of. If it takes me sleeping in and me not packing or me unpacking after my dad and my grandparents helped me pack, then so be it. I don't want to seem like I'm using it as an excuse, but it really can be a factor. But I've noticed that people on the spectrum, for example, perfect day. People on the spectrum, for example, well, some people, you know, not everyone is gonna be the same way, but a lot of people on the spectrum are very, very, very stressed out when they are out of their comfort zone. And I think that's one of the aspects my dad is a bit, and my mom, for that matter, are a bit ignorant of when it comes to, you know, certain neurodivergent conditions. Ugh, no ticket orders. Ew. Ooh, whippa. Yep. She wants white stuff, but then she just wants a cherry. Huh. That looks completely out of place. I hope that gets replaced with something else that gets unlocked. Later on down the road. Even if it's like just a lighter colored placeable topping like a hazelnut or a truffle, because you know, a truffle actually looks like her. Ooh, sisters. Because, you know, truffles have like the white, and then like the brown icing, and then, you know, her outfit is like white with like a brown trim. But yeah, luckily, you know, I know most people would see it as a sad thing, but I'm actually happy that my dad and my mom are separated, because that could just lead to more family stress. Because believe me, my mom started a lot of shit back when she lived with us. I want to make things right with her, but I feel like she doesn't even remember a lot of the stuff she does. You know, she uses the "that never happened" excuse, or "I never did this" excuse. And, you know, that's a very harmful thing to say. Because, you know, people make mistakes. I get that, but it's important that parents are willing to admit to these mistakes and are working on not making the same mistakes. Otherwise, it'll just lead to resentment and unresolved conflict. I get very apprehensive every time we go out to see her. I mean, I look forward to it too, but I also get apprehensive. Especially back then. Like, oh my god, like, back in August 2022, I was extremely, I mean, like I said, I was looking forward to it, but I was also extremely stressed about going to see my mom. And we were actually going out to Houston to see my grandparents on her side as well. And, you know, I love doing that, so it was definitely a mixed bag. But, you know, I also kind of look forward to it, because that way I can catch up with her, you know, talk things through with her, you know, stuff like that. I can get things off my chest. I can try to set up a better relationship for us in the future. So yeah. Like always, I am a bit apprehensive about possibly seeing her around the holidays, but I'm also kind of looking forward to it. Plus, we're actually planning on picking my mom up and going to see my grandparents on her side. So, and I love doing that, so, man, I can't wait. My dad keeps calling me a bork, and he keeps claiming I'm a bird. So, I'm also looking forward to going over there so I can get my mom and my grandma on his ass. And I plan to do the same thing on September 20th, because we're having a big multi-party, because my cousin Taylor recently had a birthday. My dad recently celebrated his 25th anniversary at his job. My brother turns 25 on September 22nd, and Nana turns 80. I forgot when her actual birthday is, but I think it's on, like, either October 8th or, I think it's on one of those days. October 8th or October 18th. But, you know, I'm dreading October, to be honest. Because they're going to be gone most of the month, according to my dad. And we all know what that means. I'm probably going to do a big rant about that. sometime next month. But yeah, my grandma on my dad's side is turning 80 next month, so we're gonna have like a big party for a multitude of things, and my cousins from Abilene are gonna come out, and they're gonna do the party with us. So that's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, I can't freaking wait until I get my bank account, because I mean, I still have a lot of writing to do, but I still need my bank accounts in order to be able to publish, because I need to link a bank account to publish my books. So once I do that, I'm really going to try to get on it, and it's going to be nice, you know. It'll be a good way to express myself and to put myself out there and just to explain myself to people. But alright, that's going to do it for this episode. In the next episode, we will cover the first half of Tortellini Feast. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.